So today I decided that I would actually do another ranking video, but this time about some Assassin's Creed protagonists. I was going to actually end up recording my, I guess, little talk about um, uh, my first week back to high school, but it really wasn't very interesting, so yeah, I can just summarize that yes, I went back, and yes, I went back to my classes and was learning, so there's really not much to talk about. But I decided that I might as well play into the fact that Assassin's Creed is being talked about a lot right now, and decide to rank some of the protagonists because I do very much so enjoy the series. I have not played every single game, but I've played quite a few of them, so hopefully the ranking is as accurate as I can make it. I'm gonna start it with my least favorite. I actually have not played this game, but I've watched a couple people play through it. And they are pretty boring, I have to say. Like, the graphics are nice, but the characters are really dull, and the voice acting isn't that great. So for that reason, I think I'm gonna put them last. But it is very hard to say because there's a couple on this list that are not my favorite, so the ranking is not going to be overly accurate because I cannot choose at all for this series because I very much so adore it. So, hopefully, just me saying that they're not that great and not that interesting is good enough. Now I actually have a character that I've played as, and I hate him. This is because I'm biased, but like, Connor does not deserve what he went through because of this stupid man. Like, I get that he grew up in maybe not a great situation because of his dad and the mom and whatever, but like, oh my god, is he sucks. He's done a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, and obviously I'm not very pro Templar, so I don't know. I just don't like him. He's annoying, and yeah, I wish that he suffered more. I think that's fair. I actually don't have much of an opinion on her, but because of the fact that I haven't really played much of her or seen much of her, I'm just gonna put her here. Just because she's not a bad character, but then again, it's not so much as interesting as playing as the characters that are found within like the animus and stuff. But she is cool. I just don't actually know much about her. So she's gonna be put here. Okay, so because of the fact that this isn't like a very long game or it's really its own game so much, I'm gonna put her here. I feel like because of the fact that it's not overly interesting, that she doesn't deserve too high on my list, I guess. I do really like the fact that she has like three different forms, which I find interesting because obviously that's a little bit unique compared to some of the other characters. But she's not anything that's like too special, but I do like her outfit and I guess the way she interacts with other characters. But yeah, that's it. She's not that interesting, so. Okay, well, this isn't that surprising. But he's not very high because, oh my god, is he so annoying? He is very annoying. Um, I mean, he's interesting in the way that he's frustrating to play as, to see him interact with people in cutscenes, but my god, is he frustrating. I am not the biggest fan of him. He is kind of funny in the way that it's like, oh my god, what the hell are you doing? But he's definitely not my favorite. I'm putting her a little higher just because of the fact that she thinks a bit more, I think. But she's also not overly interesting, but I do prefer her over her brother. So, but I don't know. I feel like they could have made her a lot more interesting if they, I guess, gave her more opportunities to succeed in a way that I would like her to succeed anyway. But yeah, she's not very high up, but she's okay. She could be worse. If I could, I would put him lower because I hate him. His reasoning is stupid because they didn't actually give the player enough time to really connect with him before he did all this bullcrap. But his character is interesting. He is just annoying. He's one of my least favorites. I find the voice acting to be okay, but I mean, it could be better. And his outfits are cool, and I like some of the aspects of the games. But him himself, he's just boring and annoying, and I don't like how he does stuff. So I'll have to put him here because I'm not a big fan of him. This one's actually really hard because I do have a soft spot for Desmond, but I feel like I shouldn't put him too high because obviously he's not as, I guess, interactive in the games. So I feel like I have to put him lower. I mean, he is obviously in multiple games, which is interesting, but sometimes he's so annoying. I get lots of it is just because the fact of his interactions with Sean, but like I don't know. I feel like he's a bit dumb sometimes and a little annoying. But I do like him, and I wish that he was treated better and didn't have some things happen to him, which I will not mention in case there's people who haven't played the games. But I am emotionally attached to him. Not as much as some of the other characters on this list, but still decently attached to him. So I would have probably put them higher if it was, I don't know, the story was maybe a little bit less how it is. But I don't really like them too much. I mean, they're decently interesting, but they're not as unique as maybe some of the other characters that are on this list, for me anyway. Um, I mean, I like I guess the way that they interact with parts of the story and the characters. But either way, I'm not a big fan of them. So yeah, I'll have to put them here. Okay, so some of you guys actually hate on him way too much. I mean, he's done a lot of stuff that maybe he shouldn't have done, but I do find him to be a very interesting character. He's I don't know. I just find him to be maybe not like relatable, but I can like emotionally connect with some of the stuff that he does. Not everything, because sometimes it's like, okay, maybe you should not have done that. But I don't know. I think he's interesting. I kind of wish that there was a little bit more to him, to be honest. But I'm gonna put him here instead of putting him lower because I do find him interesting. Okay, so I feel really bad putting him this low because I do find him to be like, I don't know, he's just super cool. But I don't have as much of like a personal connection to him as I do for some of the other characters. I really like, I guess his story, which is so it's just it's so sad. It's so sad, but I'm gonna put him here just because the fact that I don't know. I just feel more connected to the other characters, and I feel so bad about this because he's really cool, but I have to put him this low. I actually was very tempted to put him like in second place, but I have to put him here just because like I know that, I guess the story is a little bit slow with him, and I'm also a little bit biased though because I am indigenous and it was so cool to see an indigenous character shown on a game. And I don't know, I understand him completely, and that's just also because of personal background, but he's it's just makes me sad. He just makes me so sad. And I just wish that I don't know, he was able to have better opportunities because obviously he's done a lot. He's super strong and cool and is, completed a lot in such a short amount of time. And I kind of wish that I could see what happens after him, but I know that it would just be more miserable because of how history actually worked out for indigenous people. But yeah, I don't know. I just I just wish he got more happiness, better happy ending and then just leave it at how it was. Okay. I know maybe I shouldn't have put the guy, Altair this low. I know I'm horrible. But like I don't know, he's just like I mean, he's dealt with a lot, like a lot. He's done a lot as well for how old he got. And he's incredibly important to the story. But I feel just because the fact that he's like kind of like quite perfect, that it's hard to want him to be higher up because I really like characters that have, I guess, equal parts negative and positive. And he's so close to getting there, but just because of the fact I felt really comfortable playing the game as him, I think I'm gonna put him here just because there wasn't, wasn't many moments of me being like, why are you doing this? Because I could understand in, most cases. And yeah, I mean, I feel like his character could have been more interesting if you actual if they ended up showing more of the emotions that he went through besides just him acting on impulse. But I do find him interesting, so I'm gonna put him here. Okay, so it was actually really hard to put him at this spot just because I knew that he probably doesn't deserve to be this high. But he was, like it was the first game that I've played in the series was Black Flag. And I am so emotionally connected to him, but I know he's done a lot of bull crap. Like the stuff that he's done isn't great, and his greed is just a bit much. But this might just be because I am obsessed with Mary Read and just pirates in general. I've always been fascinated by like pirate history. So, but like I feel like he deserves to be higher up than some other ones. Maybe not this high, but I would like him to be this high. That's just because I enjoy the game, not so much with him. But I do find him interesting. Like playing as him, it was felt very lively, and I enjoyed that a lot. So I'm gonna put him here. I know, terrible, terrible. There's some characters that are up here that probably shouldn't be up here, but I'm biased, and I don't care. I don't care. He's here, and that is final. Okay. I would not have originally put Ezio in first place just because I didn't really play through all of his games until recently. But after playing through them all, I do have to say, oh my god, he is so interesting. He really is very interesting. And he's gone through a lot and he's done a few questionable things. But I really like his story and he just seems, I guess, kind of modest and I don't know. There's just something so nice about him. Just the way that he actually treats other people. And you can tell how much he cares, I guess, about like the love interests and stuff and family and whatever. So I have to put him in first place. I could probably talk about the Assassin's Creed series for at least a couple hours, but I'm not going to do that because I do not have the time to do that or to edit this or to hope that someone's going to listen to me talk that long. But I do have to say that he is an amazing character. And if I could, I would have put other ones at the top, like maybe Edward or Connor or maybe even Arno. But, like, I know I shouldn't do that just because, like, how they actually are instead of the way that I don't know, want them to be. But yeah, obviously, I haven't went through absolutely all of the characters and stuff. I just went through the main protagonists that I'm familiar with. I can always maybe do side characters or something sometime. I'm hoping that even though school has started, that I still have time to record at least once a week, preferably on weekends, because my courses are difficult. They're all university preparation courses, and this is my final year, so there's a lot that's expected of me. My grades are worth a lot, and exams are worth like 30% of my grade, pretty much, at least in most classes. So I'm hoping that for school I should be able to at least record something. You might end up seeing a lot of Project Sekai videos since those are easier to make and edit because there's really not much I have to do for those. But yeah, if you sat through this long, I appreciate it. I doubt many people have, but I hope to see you next week, and hopefully we get some more news about Assassin's Creed in just a couple of hours. Remember, please subscribe. I am in need of subscribers for the amount of views that I've been getting recently. It is not enough. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you next week. Bye.